Are you playing Call of Dragons PvP and struggling in these similar situations on screen where you're in the murder ball, you're trying to figure out who to target, but you always are either in a bad position or someone's targeting you and you're trying to figure out how to improve? Well, look no further, because at the moment, this is how I would say the noobs are playing the game, and how the pros play is completely different. And I'm going to explain why it's different and why it's more beneficial for players to play like this in Call of Dragons. So let's go over today's video and improve your gameplay in PvP. Hello guys, yes, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos with me and MrSneakyy. And we're here in Call of Dragons, and we do cover other games like Dragon Silent Gods and Riftstone, so go and check those games out. And at the moment, we're covering PvP because a lot of players play what we're seeing on screen, and you can see already the benefits, or should I say the bad bits, about doing this. And this is where you're targeting troops, and your troops easily come out of position, and you can see already on just the little bottom corner here, I'm getting targeted 8x, sometimes 3x, always 1x. I'm always getting a target of some sort, right? And the reason this is happening is you got to think, when I am using this mode, yes, I get a ton of information. I can see everything that's going on in real time, but at the same time, it's causing a lot of stress on the game, right? So when there's a bigger, and I mean bigger fights, like we've seen in the past with the TFS crew, your game is going to be lagging so much. Even in simple mode, it is not going to sustain looking in these style of fights. And the problem is, when you're in these style of fights too, which you'll notice right now, is when you target treat people, it's really hard to obviously reposition all the time, because you're trying to target these guys that are closest, like these ones above, but you don't really know who is the closest target. You're just kind of aiming around there, hoping you've targeted the right guy, right? And that is one of the other problems, because you can see, like, now I'm really out of position compared to all of my murder ball, right? And if these guys were paying attention, they could easily swarm me down right now, and I'm going to get punished for it. And this is what we don't want to see. So what we're going to do is compare this to how pros actually play, and even how I myself play. And I'll obviously give you my opinion and my differences, but the general gist on how you should be playing Call of Dragons PvP. And welcome to the Promised Land. Yes, and it is pretty much this mode you're seeing right now. It's like a little dot mode, as I call it. And in dot mode, you're going to get a bunch of information still that you're able to obviously work on, and it's only the information you actually care about, because the way you want to play this game mode, or shall I say the dot mode, is when you zoom in out, and if we just go to target obviously any sort of troops here, we're going to be able to see their health bars. We can see if they're getting targeted, if they're in combat, because right now, from just obviously positioning my 3 mages to hit this Bertrand, I can see his HP bar is in the red, meaning someone's targeting him. He's taking damage compared to all of the guys in white that's not in combat. So it makes my life a lot easier in targeting, right? Because I know if I just target the red guys, they're the ones that people are fighting on, right? So that's one really good benefit about this, right? And as you can see while you're looking in this game mode, if you want to say, you have a lot more perspective of what's going on. And to be honest, you probably don't feel as overwhelmed, because the thing is, you can just see, okay, there's these red marches here popping out of the guy's set. Let's just target them, right? You can see how easily you can adjust to the battlefield. And even this guy trying to flank me up on the north side, and I see this, and look, we can easily reposition to be in a nicer spot and then start fighting again. And this is one mode that I notice a lot of players do not use, right? And this is a really good game mode, honestly, on PvP. And it might not look as spectacular as you can imagine, because it really isn't. But it is the best way to honestly fight in this game mode. Because when you've got a murder ball, just even at this size, we've got 20, 30 marchers there, as long as all of those marches are targeting the same march, you're going to be melting at that single march every single time. So you're going to get positive trades and positive trades. And this is a really good way where you can see how much more control, where I can already see my troops are going a little bit too ahead where I'm going to target someone. So I've pulled back and I'm like, okay, I'm readdressing the situation. And this is one thing I want to go into now, where we clearly see the benefits of working in this game mode. And I kind of want to pull it back into this decision making, because a lot of players, when they're playing Call of Dragon, especially if you're a T4 player or if you're a low spender, you're going to be playing this game and you're going to be wanting to always try and deal damage, deal damage, deal damage, deal damage. But the problem is, you're not obviously the strongest players. There's the T5s out there. And if you get caught in the wrong place, you are going to get punished for that. So what you want to do is actually learn a bit of discipline and a little bit of patience, because you need to realize, okay, my marchers on the battlefield are in front, meaning they're going to be targeted first, and I personally don't want that as a T4 player. So you want to kind of pull back your troops a little, for a couple of seconds, and then re-engage, because then your teammates would have obviously gone ahead and taken the basically front force of the enemies for you, and you can keep going and keep fighting as long as possible. And by doing that, you can get some really good trades and some really good PvP fighting, because you can see this footage here is a 5-minute clip of basically a 15-minute fight that we did. And you can see we were doing a nice little job up on this north side. We are still paying attention to what's going on, but we're in this nice little position where we're not going to get punished, right? And that's all patience, that's a bit of discipline, a little bit of positioning that you will learn over the time if you play in this game mode. And like I say, you're going to get everything at your disposal. One tip and trick I will say, if you are looking at this little bit of gameplay here, what you can do is if we look at the artifacts, one thing I don't have on because I've messed up is autocast. So if you're in the dot mode, which is really cool, so if we come back and start watching some of these fights again, if you notice, my Lilia is actually obviously on autocast, and I can trigger that quicker if I want to, like I did. But if it's on autocast mode and you're in this dot mode, it will still trigger, and you actually see the big purple area of effect on screen where your artifact specifically landed. So I actually really like that feature for your mages. So that is one big tip, right? You can run dot mode, put all your artifacts on autocast so you don't have to even worry about them, and just focus on dealing damage, repositioning, and doing the work with your Alliance Murder Ball. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's a nice, simple video, nothing too long. And honestly, I wanted to make this because I've noticed, and even in the Call of Dragons Discord, when I've been talking to certain players, they didn't know, they didn't know this is one way you can play Call of Dragons. And there's another, variety of ways you can try, adopt this, where you maybe use the dot mode, a lot more when you're fighting here, and then you might zoom in just to get a little bit of an understanding and zoom back out. You can get that, and that's up to you. It's your own personal play style. But a lot of the time, this dot mode is honestly the savior. You're not going to crash, you're not going to lag, and you're going to keep fighting as fluent as possible. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe. My name is MrSneakyy, and that is going to be today's video. So until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.